Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. So, as you've just seen, hopefully, we've just launched this probe into polar orbit around Minmus so it can get us all the wonderful information. I have noticed we're not getting any science being high above space high. Oh, we are getting a little bit. Okay, so we are getting some. Minmus doesn't rotate anywhere near as quickly as the moon, so this is still going to take loads of time, but it can just sit in orbit and be happy. It is in an orbit where we're getting the sun. I didn't plan that. I didn't really check that out. It just sort of happened, and I'm happy about that because, well, it means we don't have to worry about the sun going in on us and going terribly wrong. But yeah, with that producing the wonderful science for us. Zoom, flying over Minmus. We can get loads more science data and start looking at unlocking something new, because I know now we have enough data to unlock fairings. Yeah, we have 252 data. That's awesome. Obviously, that's coming in from the moon as well. So let's see here. We can unlock fairings, which was in advanced construction, wasn't it? Because we need that to kind of get these rovers. Although we've been launching without fairings so far and everything's been okay, I think the rovers would be too unaerodynamic for it to work. We have a structural tube. We've also got some hinges and things like that as well, so we could try some other things. Yeah. In fact, that kind of makes me want to try something else, but I don't know whether it would work or not. Let's unlock that. We've still got 162, so we could unlock something else if we want to. We can't unlock that till we upgrade our... But we could upgrade the lab and get something new. What do we got here? New propulsion. They will actually help for landing on the Mun and Minmus. Bigger fuel tanks would help. We can't get that till we get that one there. We can get this one. That gives us even bigger things. Grip strip. Ooh. Okay. And actuators. That gives us even bigger alligator grips and rotation servos and stuff. All things I've not played with. What can we get down here? Better reaction wheels, Werner engines, fly-by-wire. Oh, better command pods. That. Oh, that's sending Kerbal. I'm going to send a rover first, so I won't get that. There is our life support. We could unlock that, or we could unlock this, which is our bigger battery banks and some deployable solar panels. But no, I think for the minute we'll just leave it as is. And I wonder whether we could build something that can deploy rovers. I mean, we have a rover here, that we know full well if we put the engine on the back, if we put this little fuel tank and the engine on the back, it would work. It would be able to land. I could, in fact, put this on it somewhere if I wanted to. I don't think that's going to actually work. No, it's a bit too big. Monopropellant. I don't think we've got any monoprop engines yet. Do we? Command and control? We do. If I did that and then... that with a monoprop engine. No, it's not gonna let us know. It doesn't notice. Kerbal Engineer or Kerbal doesn't recognise that you could use them as engines, so that's not gonna work. So we could just go with our standard. Snap that out the back. And then put that little engine on the back. I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, the ant. Boom. And that would land us, because that's still set to moon, so yeah. That would land us on the moon. That'd be fine. Centre of mass is... yeah, that's okay. I need to strengthen those. Oh, I don't know if I do need to strengthen those wheels up, because there's not as much gravity on the moon, so maybe we don't need to do that. Yeah, so we could send that there. We haven't got any other science experiments. That would work. That would go to the moon. But how do we deploy it? Do coupling. I'm thinking. I was thinking with that hinge that we got. Where was the hinge? Robotics. Kerbal Space System. Where was robotics? There. We've got this hinge, this giant alligator hinge, which can actually fit on like that. I'm wondering, there we go, if we could do that. Take that off there. Let's grab a... oh, that's huge. Ooh, maybe not. No, maybe no, all the... I was thinking of putting that on there. It won't let me... yeah, that one there, like that somewhere. And then attaching that to it. And then... rather than having the fuel tank there, something here could land and then deploy it. But that's not going to work. So instead, I'm going to take the... smallest... that's the smallest decoupler we have. Ooh. Maybe I should do it that way. Upside down. Yeah. Separators break on both sides, whereas decouplers only break on one. You'll notice there. That will push away everything from that side, but will remain attached to the back side. Separators will detach things from either side. So if I used that one, that ring would stay attached to the front of the craft all the time. If I did that, it will detach the craft and remain to the parent craft, which is kind of what I want, actually. That's kind of what I want. But what I need is 2 of these. So let's grab a pod. Oh no, grab that pod. There we go. Right, okay. Change the route to be that. There we go. Okay, and then you can come off there. What we want to do is we want to clone you and pull you off there. So we've got 2 of them. Awesome. That's what we want. So we now need this to be able to go to the Mun and Minmus. And it does want to be automated. It's not going to be a piloted vessel. I don't actually need that or that. I actually do that. Boom. Where is it? There it is. And figure out how to get them into space. I suppose the best way would be to put this sort of thing here. Trusses, in-stage nodes, that's what we want. Oh, excuse me. In-stage nodes allows you to flip that over and do that. And then I can do, flip that over, that. And they are separate now. And then what I can do is I can flip that round. I can rotate it slightly, like so. Because I believe those struts actually stay there when you decouple these. I want to turn down the force on these so they just break out a little tiny bit, and then they can use their reaction wheels to flip around by the engine, do what they're trying to do. So yeah, that seems like a good idea. Detach that down there. Boop, boop. Build the fairing. These up, 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 and then up. And there we go. There we go. So this wants to be Science Rover Delivery System. There we go. Trying to be as informative with my names as I can be. Now I know I've only checked it for the moon and not for anywhere else, but that's fine because if one can land on the moon, it can definitely land on Minmus, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. I also want to make sure I fire these in the correct places. Can I remove that? Disable staging. Disable staging. There we go. Can I disable? Right, I'm going to turn the thrust down on them all the way. And I'll probably forget that, and it will go terribly wrong, but hey ho. Yeah. Just in case something goes wrong and I end up firing these engines, which it looks like it's going to right now. Let's do that. They won't fire and do anything terribly wrong, and these decouplers I can't accidentally fire. So this will be fine. This will work. Okay. So now we need to build a craft that can go somewhere. That is really... Maybe I should get some bigger fuel tanks. We've got the science. Let's get some bigger fuel tanks. Save that. Let's unlock that. Oh no, that doesn't give us... Which one gives us bigger fuel? You give us bigger fuel tanks. The Rockomac stuff. Unlock that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, because this looks a bit weird doing that, so let's get rid of that and let's do these fuel tanks. Yeah, cool. Right, so oh, you're the big ones, aren't you? We want those ones there for the moment. Boom and boom. Then we want engines. I don't think I have an engine that actually fits that size, ironically. So also reaction control is going to be a bit of a problem here. I might put one of those in there just to help out. We are going to need batteries and things as well. Right, so engines. I suppose we'll have to go with the swivel for that stage, which is just weird. But didn't we unlock... Yeah, we unlocked structural tubes. Structural tubes are awesome. And change the size of them. And engines and things still work inside them. So that would still work. And then you can add a decoupler up here. It says, trying to remember where decouplers are. In coupling, that's where they are. You can add a decoupler there. And that's not attached to the engine. The engine's separate, but that engine will still work. So just, I just like that. That's awesome. You used to be able to trick that and doing it with fairings, but yeah. Yeah, right. So we want to go back to Kerbin, don't we? Boom. So turn on atmospheric. There we go. Right. So in space, that would be why I was getting misreading delta V's. Yeah, this was telling me I was getting really high delta V to get into space, and I was wondering why I was struggling. Didn't have ammo turned on. That was why. Okay, but this is going to be in space, so that's 2,400. Let me go to the thing there. So we're going to say we're in low orbit of there. To get to low orbit of the moon, we need 1,200, and then to get from low orbit of the moon to low orbit of Minmus, we need 590. So we would need 1003 plus 6 is 1900. That's just about right. That's to get from low orbit of one to low orbit of the other one. I probably won't be in low orbit of the moon. It will be in an elliptical orbit. If I say orbit, so an intercept to the moon, I don't even technically need to get into orbit. I could just fly past the moon, drop off one of these rovers, and it still has enough fuel to land. I will probably slow down as much as I can with this engine, get into an elliptical orbit, drop it off, and then fire again to go off to Minmus. I figure out a transfer between the moon and Minmus is going to be interesting. So this needs to get into orbit before, without using any fuel. So, if I turn on atmosphere now, I need to... There isn't an adapter. Oh, I don't have the adapter yet. That's slightly annoying. Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. I kind of wanted to use those. Not that we have any big engines for them. We do have these fuel tanks, which are quite cool. That's going to look a bit weird, isn't it? Did that, and then we did that, and then kind of got these lined up just a little bit off the bottom is what I want to do. Didn't like that. There we go. Then we attached engines to those four, like that. We want to rotate the engines to be... No, I don't. That'll do. Yep, there we go. That can't actually get off the ground. Wow. Okay. What if I put one in the centre as well? Now it can just about get off the ground, but wouldn't be able to get to orbit. I need bigger engines as well. Yeah, that's clearly designed for larger engines. This is sort of how the Soyuz works. Not very... It's not a replica, because I'm no good at making replicas. But yeah, that's kind of how the Soyuz works. And unfortunately these aren't surface mount engines, so I can't just figure out a way to get multiple engines. Engine plate. I don't... What does an engine plate do? Ah! That's what I wanted up there. Aha! I did not know that was part of... That should be a replacement for that. I pull that engine out. We put down the plate. We put that on board. Then you attach that to it. There you go. And then when it decouples, the engine plate actually falls back to expose the engine. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. Still doesn't help down here. That's not really helping at all. I still need more down here. Maybe I could use some solid rocket boosters as well. Would they help? If they were in with those engines? They'd increase the thrust, they would not really increase. To get from the surface to low orbit, you need 4,000 meters a second. That's 3,005, and I'm not very good at flying these things, so... But what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to poke those in a bit. Poke. There we go. Poke those in a bit. And then see if I can strap some rocket boosters around. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off that symmetry. And I'm going to do 4 times symmetry. Like so. And then back to absolute mode, so there's a whole snappy thing. If you have that on absolute mode and you have this snap turned on, and then you just click on any one of these angles, it will snap to a point. I don't know what point it snaps to, but it snaps to a sort of a point and just levels everything together, and then you can use the other nodes to move it around. And then in coupling we can go with these ones, can't we? They allow you to push the boosters quite far out, so hopefully them boosters wouldn't affect anything in the way. Let's put those up in their own up there, because we don't want to detach the engines before we fire them. That's daft. There we go. So we got just under 4,000 meters a second. Oh yeah, they've got... Ah yes! Yeah, they've got solid rocket boosters to detach, haven't they? Now I think about it. So we'll put those in there, then attach those to that bomb, like so. Okay, and then we'll drag them out, because I have no idea how that works. Does that give me more delta V than one of those? I do not know. But those 4 engines want to go with those there. Okay, so we're firing those four, and that one. Then we're detaching those and detaching those, but I don't know which ones will burn out first. What if I swap them around? What does the delta V chart say then? Then it says the solid rocket boosters go first, then these go next. So we get an extra 400. So they go kind of together. So they go, then they go. And that gives us 4,600. But the last one isn't very effective. At all, in fact. Now we'll look at that. So... yeah, that last engine's really not very good there. I'll tell you what. Let's get rid of those decouplers. Let's reattach those. Let's find where those 4 boosters are. They are there. And what we'll do is we'll drop them in their own little one and throw them up here. So they're out the way, because we don't ever want to fire them. And snap to some position and then go in there. I'm using the local and absolute. Absolute basically is square with the hanger, so it's up, down, left, right with the hanger. Local means it's based on the rotation. Because these are at a 45-degree angle, the blue, instead of becoming straight down, it becomes in towards the centre of the craft, so it just allows me to shrink them all to the craft easier than having to figure out forward and across and all that sort of jazz. So you 4 also want to go in there. Okay, so all the engines are firing at once. We then drop off those boosters. And then we take the whole thing up into orbit, because it should be able to share fuel between all of it. And we should all be good. Okay. I'm going to want... do I want flaps on this? Because these are all steerable engines and they're all going to fire at the same time. So maybe not. Also, what if I drop that one off to, say, there? Or we get a bit more. What if I drop it off to... No. I don't fire the central engine until all these boosters are gone. Conserve a bit of fuel. Do I even need the central engine? Let's get rid of that central engine. Get rid of that. It gives us 4,000. You need 4,080. It gives us very much closer to it. But we've only got a 1. But then we will be much higher up through the atmosphere, and we'll be going at speed anyway. I'm going to go with that. And then we're going to put advanced node cones on here. Boom. Make things more aerodynamic. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Okay. And I think what I might try and do as well is push them in one more, like that. So there's a bit more clearance for the outside ones there. Hopefully those outside ones are going to stay there. That's a bit weird, but I can't do a great deal with that. Okay, shall we give this a try and see what happens? I'm not going to put any wings on it. I think those engines at the bottom should be able to hold steadfast onto it. Do you know what? I'm going to hold it by the solid boosters. I'm going to hold it by the boosters. Right, holding it by the boosters is a bit better. There we go. Okay. Let's hope nothing fails us, because something would have failed us there. In fact, two things would have failed us there. One would have been power. We'd have run completely out of power, because I wasn't going to put any solar panels on this. That would have been extremely foolish. I'm going to put 6 there and 6 there. Oh, no, don't rotate. No, don't. That one. Snap to some position, and you snap to some position. There we go. Pull them in there. There we go. That'll do. Right, there we go. And the only batteries we got are kind of inside there, so maybe we want more batteries, but then I'll be adding weight to this, which is a bit of a problem. We've got plenty of batteries in these pods, and once we've detached all these and we're gone, it doesn't matter. So yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off these engines as these are ones as well, so it doesn't use any fuel in there, because I'm concerned it may do. Yeah. Oh, and one last thing we do need: some form of communication. I think we'll do the whole put 2 on just to make things aerodynamic. Well, not aerodynamic, but even either side. There we go. We're under from there. I may have to use a bit of that stage to get this into orbit, but we will see. We will see how it goes. Let's give it a go. And I've not changed anything to be high quality, so I am completely in the care of Kerbalism's randomness here, which well, I may regret, I may not, who knows. Okay, we are up, we are on, we are... Why did that not save? Boom. We are go for launch. Everything fired, every engine went. Let's try and push it over a little tiny bit. Come on, come on, over, over, over. There we go. Perhaps I'm going to turn off SES and just kind of let it go and see what happens. I have just looked over at the clock of my recording, and I think I've been talking in the VAB for almost half an hour. I apologise for that. You must be fed up with me explaining stuff and badly explaining stuff. But in previous series, a lot of people have asked me to show my buildings and how I do things. That's kind of the reason I didn't show things. I'm very indecisive and I don't really make things correct. Nope, lost it. You are the wrong engines. Abandon ship. So all that talk of I don't need wings on it because they're the right engines, they're the wrong engines. Okay. Right. Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, that would be why I don't tend to show my building of craft, because I get distracted and get things wrong, and just, yeah, it's not good. I don't know why I'm still firing this. It doesn't matter. So okay, let's go back, redesign this, put on the correct engines, and see what that kind of does for our Delta V and other bits and pieces. Okay, so I opted to put wings on instead. Changing the reliant for the swivel engines, we lose 300 meters a second, and I wouldn't be able to get to orbit, and everything will go terribly wrong. So we'll go with wings instead, and hopefully the wings will be enough to keep us stable. I want to lean over ever so slightly. I want to lean over a lot further than that. Whilst I can. 10, that'll do about 10 degree fall there, and we'll see how far this goes. Temperature report. Oh, we can't do. Oh, telemetry report. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Let's go to change that. Oh, no. Right, okay, so we've had 2 failures. This is not good enough. Yeah, this is just not good enough. Don't know what that's going to happen to that. Ironically, I think that is actually now stable. Figure that one out. I'm being too ambitious. I am doing more than we have the capability to do, and it's causing problems. So yeah. So this is a failure. This is a failure. I'm getting everything wrong, and it's going terribly wrong. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let some more science come in and see if we can't unlock some bigger engines, because I need bigger engines. I have the fuel to get there, I just don't have the thrust to do it. But I suppose that will have to wait until the next episode. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, as always, have fun.